Hello, students. I'm excited to show you how to create a speaking outline from the working outline that you have been doing. So your working outline should either be complete or almost there. And this is an example of the working outline that I was doing it. Why am I calling it a working outline? Because it's the outline you're doing while you're working on creating your speech. You're working on your speech. Well, once you have an outline finished, I'm not going to use this outline and have it in front of me while I'm speaking to the class, because what I would end up doing is just reading it. So instead, I need to take this outline and I need to condense it into just the key terms, phrases, sentences, quotes that I'm going to actually need to have in front of me in order to speak to the class. And so that way I can give more eye contact to the class. I can give more off the cuff kind of comments to the class, and we call that extemporaneous, where you're mostly giving eye contact and from time to time glancing down at your notes. So then how do you go about doing that? Well, first of all, you make a copy. Okay, that's what I would do. I would make a copy. That way you have the working outline, you don't lose it, it's there forever. So you would just go over to File, and once you go to File, you would click on Make a Copy, which once you do that, it's going to look like this. Now, I changed the title of my document to Informative Speech Outline Example EMU's Speaking Outline. So I made it a speaking outline and I labeled it as such. Once you've done that, as you can see, it's the same thing. I'm not going to do anything to this stuff up here. We're going to leave it there. But for my introduction, you'll notice that most of this is in sentence form. And this is what I would actually like to say. Do I need to say it just like this, though? No. So I look at the first statement here in my introduction. When it comes to birds, to big birds, most of you probably already have your head in the sand, or your understanding extends as far as Sesame Street. Now, I'm just going to leave that sentence there because I want my first sentence to be exactly what it says. And so I'm going to work hard when I'm practicing my speech at knowing that sentence. However, when you look at the next few sentences, it says it's not that you're being ignorant or blatant ignorant negligence, but that you have never had someone who really knows about them willing to share. I'm going to erase that. And instead, I'm just going to put, you aren't ignorant, need a sharer. I'm not going to say that in my speech, but that's just a note to me. So if I finish my first sentence and I glance down, I'll just see ignorant and sharer, really, is what I'll see. And I'll say, oh, yeah, it'll trigger in my mind. I wanted to say that you guys aren't ignorant about it. It's just because no one has ever shared this information with you, someone that actually knows about it, which would be me. So it's going to come out a different way every time. It's extemporaneous, therefore it's not recited or memorized. Then you look at the next sentence. Today I'm going to get you started in your quest to understand big birds. I only have time to enlighten you with my favorite. Now I'm just going to say for this, favorite. That is going to trigger in my mind that today I'm going to talk to you about my favorite. Okay, and I can say more in as well. It's a bird that's been continued life source of the Aborigines in Australia. These native people use the bird for years for their survival. So I'm going to put Aborigines. I don't even know how to spell it. Okay, I have to look. There we go. Australia. Uses. Something like that, where I'm just writing down some key words to help me remember what it is that this speech is about. And I'm going to continue doing that. When I get to the thesis and preview, I will probably leave the thesis. I'll leave the preview. However, if I practice this enough, I'll probably not have to look down at those. And then you just keep doing this kind of thing to your working outline, and you decide, all right, how much of this do I really need to have in front of me when I speak? Then the question comes of, how do I practice using my speaking outline? So what you can do is start practicing giving parts of your speech. Don't give the whole thing, give just the introduction, and then look back at your working outline and say, okay, how much of this did I say? How much did I leave anything out based on what I had in front of me for my speaking outline? So you have two outlines in front of you when you're practicing, so that you can kind of see how much are you remembering and forgetting, and then you can change or amend your speaking outline until it all works for you. I hope this has made sense in how to create a speaking outline, and this will be something that you need to have in front of you when you are giving your speech. And I hope that you have success in your preparation and that you work very hard.